What's going on, everybody? It's been a long time, so there's definitely a lot to share on the update today. We are at the residence. We are not out on the property, but let me flip the camera here and you see just how much things have changed. Here we go, I'm walking into the chicken area, and look how green all the trees are. I mean, all the trees are so green. So many of these look like twigs that weren't going to do anything, and the green is just coming back. The chickens are happy. And check out the desert roses, as I call them, or cactus flowers. They are blooming away, and they're just so colorful amongst all the green and the browns and stuff here. The colors are awesome. The chickens see me and always think I got snacks, because sometimes I do. So here we have some apples coming in a few different spots. Let's see, here's another one right over here. So yeah, the apple trees, though young and small, are producing. Another one down there. So we're excited about that. This is our first year in here. The irrigation system is working well, as things are greening beautifully and producing very, very well. So this here is our grapevines, which goes over this trellis. We used to be able to walk underneath this trellis just fine, but I can't fit anymore. I'm too tall, and with my hat especially. But you can see all of the grapes are flowering, so they're going from looking like that to opening up. Let me see, there we go, like that, and flowering. So those are grape seed pods, or going to be grapes. So we're looking forward to that. If I walk around here to the back side of this thing, here we go. They're just grape, big flowering pods everywhere in there behind these leaves. So we're looking forward to a lot of grapes, more flowers, and pods hanging everywhere. So that's going to be good. We know we're going to get a lot of grapes. This here is an Asian pear, and we are already, let's see if I can find a couple. Oh, there's one right there. There's one. So there's a couple of those guys in here. Here's another one right there behind the leaf. I think you can see it. So yeah, the pears are coming in nice. Another one of our desert bloomers here, just a bright, vibrant purple. Vibrant purple. And you can see all the young buds that still haven't opened up yet that are going to, but the fresh ones that are here. So I'm really excited about this one. It has so many flowers on it. It's just gonna be covered in purple. All these new young buds that are gonna open up. That is gonna be one big bright cactus there. That's gonna be exciting. These ones over here, sorry if I spin really fast, are blooming out pretty. So there's a lot of flowers on there that haven't opened yet. So those are going to be really, really nice. Hey, kiddo. Hi. So these are all just more pear trees that are producing. And our meat birds, we have moved out to here. Nope, we're not going inside, kiddo. And you can see they're all snuggled away in there nicely. We just, oh sorry, it's focusing on the fence, dang it. I just weighed them this morning, and there were a couple that were 5 pounds and a couple that were around 3.5, almost 4 pounds. So that's kind of where we're at on the meat bird situation. Next Sunday, one week from tomorrow, is when we're going to process these birds. It's our first kind of trial run on it, and in the fall we'll probably run some more, because this has been very successful. We've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it very much. The chores are kind of fun to come out and hang out with the chickens in the morning, and they like to peck at our feet, don't they, Bud? They peck at your feet, huh?
Yeah, and they peck that daddy's skin.
Yeah. They were pecking at a freckle that I had, thinking it was a bug or something. Okay, so moving along to this big, here, back this out. This is a huge tree, so you can see how much bigger and more mature this tree right here is. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that this is mulberry. But maybe you guys can tell me. So here's what's fruiting on it. Here, let me pull this down. These, I can't see my camera very well. Okay, there we go. Those pods right there. They look almost like a blackberry pod. Because I'm from the Seattle area, and so we're very familiar with blackberries. But, oh, I can't get it to focus very well. There we go. But, so I think this is mulberries. but I'm not sure. But all over this tree, like every limb has just a whole bunch of these little baby, looks like blackberry pods coming through. So no flowers on them or anything, but I'm excited to see all the fruit that will bear, if that's what that is. And then really exciting, this tree and the other one right there on the other side of this perceived mulberry tree, these are pistachio, and I'm excited. These are all pistachio nuts that are coming in. So we got, you know, I mean, we're certainly not selling for big money here, but this is going to be something fun for us to do. We've never had any kind of a nut tree coming from the Northwest. We can't grow this type of stuff. So yeah, there's a little one right there. Yeah.
Daddy, look, I see something like trying to drop.
Something trying to drop, you think?
Yeah, see right there?
Yeah. But they're starting to change into their hard shell, and so they're turning from that kind of red berry color into like this one right here that's turning white, and that's what that shell is going to be. So it's they're just starting to transition. That's where these are. We also got this enormous compost pile going. So went down to the local dairy, and they have a great deal. They offer an entire truckload, as much as you can carry, for $25. And so I've got my big F350, and I went down there and told them to pile in as much as they could. It was quite high, overflowing on all sides, and came home and dumped it. And this is where we put all of our food scraps. The chickens are in here daily, scratching this out. Most nights, or at least every other day, we rake this back up into a giant pile, and they come through and just flatten it all right back out again. So they'll dig in little holes. Right now it's the heat of the day, and so they're all kind of out finding shade. But you can see, like right over there is a pretty decent sized hole that they've got. Oops, excuse me. They dug in right there. But yeah, they'll dig in deep, where they almost have like their whole body in the hole trying to dig. Hey bud, don't go digging in that. So that's a lot of the big changes that we've got. A lot of the trees are starting to produce, and we've got some new things going with the compost. Also here, no, I'm not doing that, bud. So also here, I'm going to take you guys over here. We planted on the two sides where I said we were going to make planters. Walking back up to the front of the chicken area here. You can see there's a good amount of the flock all there in the shade underneath the grapevines, enjoying the water dishes.
And we have one rooster, but one of our roosters were getting picked on, so which is Sam, Bob, and Jay. But Jay's the only rooster left.
Yes, we had our two roosters. We had Jay and Silent Bob, but unfortunately, Silent Bob was not being able to hold his own with Jay and all these ladies, and so we rehomed him to a place that needed a rooster, so he could live out and be good. So over here in this patch, it's kind of hard to see with the shade. This is probably, I'm going to say 4.5 feet wide by about 10 or 12 feet long. And in there, I've got, I don't know, probably 10 potato starts down the middle, and that kind of hill down the middle you see. And then on each side of that hill, there are 3 rows down this side and down this side. 3 rows of onions. So there's about 250 onions in there, and then about 10 potato plants. So we're hoping that that'll give us some stuff. We know we're planting pretty late, but we like onions, and that's something that we can keep for quite some time. So we're looking forward to that. So we got that garden space going, and then over on the other side, again, I do this on the sides of my yard, so it's in between the fences. Let me there we go. So it's in between the fences where my dogs can't get into it, and also where my chickens cannot get into it. So I don't know if anybody really enjoys gourds, but I have a ton of gourd plants back here that grow. So I don't know, they're kind of a neat little thing. I don't know what they're used for. I know some people make arts and crafts out of them, but the chickens don't like it, so it grows prolifically right here inside the chicken pen. All right, let's get this. So here I have turned this whole space into my vegetable garden, among some other things. We're gonna hopefully have some other spaces. We found a crazy good deal on some planter boxes, almost too good to be true. And if it is too good to be true, it was not very much money. It was too good of a deal, really. But it says they're on the way here, USPS. So hopefully some nice big planter boxes where we'll plant some more stuff. But we just got done planting this today. This is a bunch of that compost that we got, and we just brought in some bark, and I don't have any kind of a good border. I was just kind of in a hurry because it's pretty late in the season to be planting seeds, but I'm going to walk around and show everything we got going on. So right up here in the front is giant pumpkin, and my plan is, since I'm not going to be growing anything in here, and this here is kind of the walkway in, back this out a little, I'm hoping that the pumpkins can actually grow out around this area. This is the watering system. Everything's on irrigation, and so I won't be growing anything back here, and so the pumpkin vines can kind of grow and curl around. Hopefully we get a couple pumpkins. But then we got rows, come back in a little bit, so we got rows of carrots, we got some broccoli, and all of these seeds are just seeds that I've kept. So I don't think any of these seeds are new, or only a couple packs are new. So I've got low expectations for this garden for those two reasons. One, it's pretty late in the season, and two, I'm using pretty old seeds that probably were not kept properly. So broccoli, zucchini squash. We like a lot of zucchini squash. We eat it. Here's some cucumbers. And then this whole back section, side to side here, is corn. But mixed amongst the corn a little bit, very few places, are some pole beans that we're hoping will grow up the corn and also on the fencing. And then along the sides, I think I planted 3 or 4 on this side, and also 3 or 4 over on this side, where some tall sunflowers, hoping to create large flower beacons to bring in the bees and pollinator stuff. So what you got there, bud?
This is something that has seeds in it.
That's the gourd, isn't it?
It's a gourd, but it has seeds in it, but this need to open and look.
It just looks like paper mesh on the inside. They're really weird. It's just
and look,
like
it's a seed.
Wood fiber mesh, but yes, there are seeds buried deep inside. Hey, don't remember, Daddy didn't want those seeds in here. So my son Isaiah here planted all the corn, and then, like I said, we put the sunflowers on the outside, hoping we'll get some nice big flowers to attract the pollinators. And then starting here, we got beefsteak tomatoes, we got some cherry tomatoes, and then this starts our peppers, several jalapeno peppers. We like a lot of jalapenos for things. I make my own salsas with them. And then bell peppers, different kinds. And then we have some bush beans, just in case the pole beans aren't really working out with that situation over there. We love green beans, and so we want those. And then bush baby watermelon, and kind of the same thing, just a little small round one, so not real big, but this whole area here, I'm hoping they can grow and absorb this. This here is just a bush. It's not edible of any kind, at least not that I know of. Nazareth bush or something. Hang on, let me see here. Nazamet's bush. I'm not familiar with it, but I figured I'd leave it here in the garden, and that can grow and have a nice little bush here in the corner. But for this year, that's not going to absorb much of that. I'm hoping the watermelon vine will grow out and I'll get watermelons in here. And in this section, he didn't have anything. You'd have to go look at some of my earlier videos to see what this looked like before, but there are, you'll see here and over here, and there's 4, probably another one right in this way, and then just on the other side of the bucket, between the bucket and the dirt, he's got some drip irrigation tubes here. And so my plan is to use these to actually run drip irrigation. I don't know how soon I'm going to get to that. In the meantime, I'll be watering by hand, but it's nice to just at least have something in the ground. Like I said, I don't know if it's even gonna or give us anything. It's pretty late in the season, but we wanted to try it.
And I can fit right here in jail.
Yeah, you like to pretend that's jail, don't you, bud? So that's kind of what we've been doing, working on getting these gardens going, trying to take care of the chickens, give them a happy life. They sure do like that compost pile. Our egg count has actually gone up just a little bit. We're down a couple chickens. We're down to 17 hens and 1 rooster now. And we're still getting pretty low eggs. We're getting about 8 to 10, and that's what it was when we first came in. And then I changed the food, and I think just the whole changing of people and environments and routines, it got down to where it seemed like we were only getting like 5 a day. And so now it is back up to being, I think the last 2 days we've gotten 9. And the day before that, I think we had 8. So there was one day we only had 7, but there were 2 eggs that they dropped and were broke. They dropped when they were in the roost. So those just fell and broke. But, you know, we're trying. And things are coming along good. This is actually more farther along than I expected as far as having a homestead. We've got egg layers, we've got meat birds, we've got fruit trees, and we've got the vegetable gardens going. A lot of this stuff is going, and we're super happy about that. These were all things we didn't think we would have until we were out on our property. However, the build on the property, I apologize for the wind, guys. A little breezy today. It's partly cloudy, overcast, and the wind just kind of blowing through rolling clouds. But The property is on a little bit of a slowdown or a hold right now, as we're just trying to figure out some other things. We've got a personal instance that's coming up at the moment I'm having to work through, but we will get back on that hopefully soon. In the meantime, I'll keep bringing you guys updates from this land, and I'm going to make another video at least next weekend when we're processing the chickens, so certainly be checking back for that. With that video, though, I will not be showing any dispatch. This isn't going to be much of a how-to. I'm kind of just going to show what we're doing, so you can kind of see what it looks like if you don't have all the right equipment or all the right stuff, and if you haven't done a lot before. This will be my family's first time going through and processing chickens. I have done this once before myself with some chickens, so it'll be a good learning experience for them to make sure it's something that they're able and willing to do. This is something that we want to do. We've processed our own pigs, so we're not too concerned or worried about this. But for people out there that are really worried about trying something like this for the first time and want to see maybe what it looks like for the first time, people that don't have a lot of the experience, and see that you can get through it without all that experience. A lot of good videos on YouTube about how to. So if you want a how to, go check that out. If you want to see what it looks like for the first time, come check this one out. So until then, guys, I hope you have a really good week. What have we shown them? Yeah, I did show them that they're all over there, but no, we're not going in the chicken coop. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a good week.